Right, good evening, everybody. We are beginning another edition of Team Training Tuesday, also called Applied Neolife. And today's question is actually very, very straightforward, very simple. Why Neolife? And I hope that there are many guests on this call this evening, because the reason for having this discussion is to help our friends and family to connect the dots, to understand why Neolife does the things the way we do them. Neolife is actually a family, and we are people who have chosen to change our buying habits. My name is Dr. Essa Zanambasi. I'm trained as a medical doctor. I'm very, very passionate about what Neolife stands for, because after over 36 years, 37 years of medical practice and seeing everything that happens when we don't prevent situations, I personally chose to follow the Neolife way of life. Now, Neolife means actually new life. So for the guests, I hope you are going to see something new, something exciting, something that you will embrace for yourselves, so that when 2023 rolls around in a few days' time, you will begin your new life. Now, what sets us apart is that we have a group of scientists called the Scientific Advisory Board. There are very few. In fact, I believe Neolife was the first nutrition company to put together a dedicated scientific advisory board. And the founder, Dr. Arthur First, was a top scientist who first pioneered oral cancer treatment. He was a top cancer researcher. And as a result of his pioneering work, we have a lot of the medications that we have today. And we also are the leading nutrition company as a result of all the pioneering and innovative way that he brought to the company. Now, the amazing thing is that he said that a lot of diseases could be prevented by good nutrition. So Neolife is the world's leading whole food, entirely human food nutrition company. And that is something that we are very, very proud of. This is the board of scientists. There are two others that have since joined. And yes, it's very, very exciting to know that all our products are researched and developed to impeccable standards. So we believe in Neolife that we have products that are made up to a standard and never down to a price. But having said that, they are the most cost-effective products you will find. So just quickly for the guests, this is what we call the wellness pyramid. At the base is physical activity and weight management. And we have all the nutrients which we should be eating. And unfortunately, modern lifestyle has the typical upside down triangle that looks like that, where people literally are doing very little physical activity. They're not managing their weight. And that's because there are perhaps an imbalance in the way the nutrients are. A lot of processed foods in our modern diets, and not enough fruits and vegetables, and hardly any truly whole grain. A lot of products are sold as whole grain, but they're not really whole grain because they've been processed. So now the result of that is that a lot of people who are born quickly slip into the tired, and sick zones and are maintained in those zones for a big part of their life. A huge part of their life is spent feeling tired and sick. I believe from the teenage years and for the next maybe 50 years being maintained until eventually they slip away. So what we need to remember is that health begins at the cellular level. We need to make our cells correctly, and whole grain oils that have been processed out of our diets. In the good old days, they used to be in the grain, but today they have to be processed out. Otherwise, that flour would go rancid very, very quickly. Now, to make it worse, after they've processed that out, they add preservatives. And then they take away vitamins that are naturally in the grain. And then they might write on the packet that they've added some vitamins, but they've added synthetic vitamins. So there's quite a challenge with the modern diet. So the result is that healthy cells quickly become unhealthy. And how to remedy that is to consider the first product, which we have in our product range. This was pioneered a long time ago. There was actually a study done in a hospital. And when the results were startling, somebody hid the study, and that was the end of that. So Neolife dusted it off and came up with this product called TriNN, which is encapsulated grain oils. And they have the technology to make sure that the grain oils are put in the right environment in this capsule and the right type of capsule, so that when we get them, we are replacing those oils that we should be having. And the net result is that they feed our cells at a cellular level, and that will enhance energy, improve the utilization of all the other nutrients, because obviously once the cell membrane can allow nutrients in and waste matter out, the cell becomes healthy. As it is now, most people have cells that are very unhealthy. So I wanted to just say, why Neolife? Well, one of the reasons that Neolife came to be all those years ago was that they wanted something that could reverse autoimmune disorders. Now, what are autoimmune disorders? That is when the immune system, your immune system, reacts to its own tissues and treats the cells of the tissues as though they are invaders. And this sets up a situation of chronic inflammation. So you're wondering, I wonder what kinds of diseases those are. Well, they are what we are seeing on a daily basis. And there are many, many, many symptoms, but things like rheumatoid arthritis, things like type 2 diabetes, inflammatory bowel diseases, or IBS, all sorts of things, liver, kidney, skin, when people lose pigmentation in the skin. In other words, they are hundreds of autoimmune disorders. So we are in a place where we can do something about it, and it starts with everybody choosing to take responsibility. Now, the triggers of autoimmune diseases include common things like toxins, infections, infestations, allergens that cause challenges in us. Maybe the food allergies that we eat regularly and we keep eating them. We don't feel well, but because we cannot pinpoint, or because the immune system is not working very well, they will lead to symptoms, which symptoms are then covered by medicating them. And the net result is a situation of ill health. So poor diet, stress, all those can trigger autoimmune diseases. An example is rheumatoid arthritis or other causes of arthritis. Okay, so we're dealing with commonly occurring problems. Nobody can say, I don't need Neolife. So that's why I called this particular title, Why Neolife? Other common triggers, hormonal imbalances, bacterial overgrowth, heavy metal poisoning, high blood sugar. That is so common from the diet. Recurrent or low-grade viral infections and so many things. Some people come and just complain of joint and muscle pains. It might be due to vitamin D deficiency. It might be associated with headaches. A lot of people have headaches and develop depression, and then they think that the deficiency is in medication for pain, when in fact it could be a nutritional deficiency. So why Neolife? Well, Neolife will conscientize you, and it will actually sharpen your senses, and you start learning how to listen to your body. And all this is a skill that you acquire with your association, by your association with Neolife. So one thing I like to emphasize is the importance of the gut. You remember that it isn't just you. You have trillions of bacteria and other microorganisms, other organisms that live in your gut. Now, you want the good ones to live there. Why? Because they help us with digestion, and they produce certain vitamins, such as vitamin K, which is important for bone growth and bone development. They also educate the immune system by making certain fatty acids, and those are important in the immune system and to protect us from autoimmune diseases. So our gut bacteria are friends. If we keep medicating ourselves whenever we have a symptom with antibiotics, it is very, very possible to kill off the good bacteria and set up a situation of autoimmune disease. So that's a picture of the gut, and it can become a leaky gut or hyperpermeable gut if you are constantly taking things like pain tablets, antacids, antidepressants, antibiotics. All those will destroy a good gut lining and make it into a leaky one. And that is the beginning of a lot of problems. So we can suggest a lot of things, but before we jump into medicating, or before we jump into supplementing, hoping that that will take away the challenges, please remember that your own habits are important to look at. So avoid, if you know that, for example, gluten really gets you going. I know that for myself, and that's why I speak with some manner of authority. And other things that will cause sensitivity. If you know, for example, that, well, some nuts disturb you, or some dairy disturbs you, those are the sort of the more common allergens or sensitivity causing foods, then just pull them out of your diet. Do yourself a favor and pull them out of your diet. Avoid refined sugar. It is not good for us. And then eliminate triggers that will disturb your hormones. There is a phenomenon that we've discussed over and over again called estrogen dominance or hormonal imbalances. Just get to know. And where do you find that kind of knowledge? By associating with Neolife. And that is a very good reason why Neolife. For example, it is known that too much meat in the diet is associated with an increased risk of conditions like fibroids, osteoporosis, heart conditions, cancers. And you don't want to find yourself having to treat such conditions after they have happened. Prevention, as we keep on saying, is way better than cure. So make sure that you take that piece of advice. A plant-based diet can be protective. Most of our supplements are from plants, such as these. We get them in various supplements that we have, but the reason I'm showing you these pictures is that, yes, eat real food. Eat real food. Doesn't it look delicious? But for example, carotenoid complex, cruciferous, we have the supplements to top up what you are already intentionally eating. Look for foods that have vitamin D. It's not always easy. And that's why we have supplements that have been prepared for us. We have a concept called core nutrition, which is essentially the amino acids and pro-vitality. Now, I call them amino acids because in the shakes, it is easy to just say protein. Well, proteins are made out of amino acids, so it's important to specify that we have amino acid combinations, not simply protein. And we have all 22 amino acids. And we also, moreover, have them combined with other nutrients like the right ratio of fats, the right ratio of carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. Then Pro-Vitality is our foundational product. It looks like that. However, what I really enjoy about Neolife is that they are very aware of, they are so aware that not everybody will necessarily at the beginning of their career with Neolife afford everything. And that's why I first showed you TreeNN. But you know, as your business grows or as your affordability improves, you can add to it. So we have everything that you see in this picture as standalone products, or you can combine this one plus this one called Multi. TreeNN plus Multi gives you Formula 4 Plus. You can get it as a 60 sachet box, which is a bigger box, more cost effective. Or if the budget is a bit limited, you can get it as a 30 box. You can get omega-3 as a big full capsule as it appears in Pro-Vitality, or you can get a mini. So they are options, and that's what I love about what we do. So eat food, make sure it is real food, not too much, and eat mostly plants, and you are assured of health and wellness and well-being. Now let's just turn our attention to the concept of inflammation. Inflammation and oxidation or oxidative damage are ongoing processes. They're happening all the time. And if you and your body is incapable of coping, let me use that word coping, but if you don't have enough protection against natural, then what happens is that the damage caused to you will end up as a disease process, which then the conventional way is to try and medicate. So I just want to give you the difference here. The body responds to infection or any other irritation with inflammation. So it is a natural process, nature's way of limiting damage from bacteria and from allergens. Now, when we doctors give anti-inflammatory medication. It is very much like removing the inflammatory barrier. As we've said, it is nature's way of limiting damage, but now you remove that barrier. In fact, a lot of anti-inflammatory medications actually stop the enzyme processes that are in this inflammatory cascade. And so it's very much like removing the coolant from a nuclear power station. And the result of that will be absolute damage. Okay, so inflammation is nature's way of holding the reaction in check. The only challenge is it may be painful for a short time that it is going through that process, but the pain will subside. So we have to learn to be resilient. And that is something that you learn with practice. And as you fortify yourself with the right nutrients, your resilience levels also go up. Now, what we are offered by Neolife is this: fish, something natural, very, very powerful anti-inflammatory. Grain and legume oils, that's in tree and N. We have oils from rice, wheat, and soya. Soya is a legume, okay? Those oil extracts perform the twofold function of, at the same time, simultaneously, acting as natural anti-inflammatory substances and also enhancing the immune system. And then we also get antioxidants. I've just shown you Pro Vitality, which has carotenoid complex to protect fats and to boost the immunity. And if you recall, I said in the gut, the bacteria are there to create certain fatty acids that are important in the immune system. But in contrast, drugs that we buy around the corner, over the counter, and get them as prescriptions tend to suppress immune function. Now, please connect the dots with me. I started off by talking about autoimmunity. When your own immune system turns on itself, don't encourage it. Build resistance, resilience. So let's quickly go through a few. I'm not going to go through too many tablets and supplements. Okay, we have minerals, and I've taken this one. The beauty of it is it gives you the correct ratio of calcium to magnesium, and it is chelated, and it has vitamin D. Only a small dosage. If you look at other products, you might have to take 1.5 grams. But our 3 tablets give you 300 milligrams of calcium, 150 milligrams of magnesium, and everything is absorbed. Other products, you might find that even after 1.5 gram of a product, only 6 to 10% is absorbed. The rest, obviously, has to be deposited somewhere. So that is the double amino acid chelation, which was pioneered and introduced to us by our Scientific Advisory Board founder member. And when chelated, it is up to 6 times absorbed than a non-chelated mineral. So whenever you're asking why Neolife, here's a massive Neolife difference, because the result of that is that there's less irritation to the stomach, and there's rapid disintegration, dissolution, and dispersion, and it gets to work where it's supposed to be working. I chose this as one of the favorite vitamins. There are many, many vitamins, but as I say, in this particular presentation, we're discussing why Neolife. Vitamin C is an antioxidant. It protects. It also has a lot of functions in the immune system. It helps to repair. It is a core part of collagen. The collagen molecule, the collagen protein is the most abundant protein in our bodies. It's everywhere, from your hair to your eyes, to your teeth, to your bones, everywhere, your skin. So you need abundant amounts of vitamin C. Unfortunately, many people don't get enough because it is water soluble. It is not stored. It is not even made in our human bodies. So we need to keep up. And I will talk for myself. Ever since I decided to keep taking a lot of vitamin C, the clarity of my skin improved, and I don't have the wrinkles that people of my age are supposed to have. So it's a good product. Now, I've put it together with flavonoid complex, which is in nature found with vitamin C always. So this one has some flavonoids in it as well. But Neolife were the first one to elucidate that there are over 4,000 flavonoids, and they have a lot of important functions in our bodies. But when combined with vitamin C, together they enhance the formation of collagen, and that will protect the blood vessels and therefore encourage the heart to work better because the blood vessels are healthy. And I hope you can connect those dots. I also thought, okay, specialist products. We have botanical balance. All of you probably know that diabetes has become a major challenge worldwide, but we have this. It has cinnamon, it has turmeric, it has alpha lipoic acid, it has natural food elements, natural nutrients that will make a big difference. We have CoQ10. These are amazing products that as you build your businesses and as you find out how you can acquire them, they will make a difference, a big difference, and just give you that added edge of vitality and good health. Then, of course, Neolife is unique in that there's protection for our precious little ones. It is so important to note that there are no artificial colors, no flavors, sweeteners, or preservatives in our kiddies range. So we set them on the path that they should go right from the start, so that as they grow older, they won't develop problems that we see as chronic lifestyle diseases. So yes, in summary, nothing artificial. You can be proud that as part of the Neolife family, you are giving your family the best. And when you share, because you know that you have used the best, you are doing it from a genuine place. Now, I always tell my story. I personally was looking for cleaning products, and this is what I found. Very powerful, economical, and very earth-friendly cleaning products. You will only find them in this company, which was the first company to go green. So yes, let us Neolife our homes. We have nutrition. We have organic skincare that will, without a doubt, defy the aging process. And you can use it knowing that you are not adding any toxins to yourself. Then, of course, we have non-toxic and powerful and very, very economical home care. So at the base of our wellness triangle is exercise. Please remember that you need to exercise. It isn't outside of Neolife. It is part of being in this awesome family. So in closing, make Neolife to be at the heart of the matter. Make that choice, because together we make the world healthier and happier. And I just want to remind us that in order to be successful at anything, success occurs when your dreams get bigger than your excuses, whatever the excuse might be, okay? And there is an opportunity for each and every one of us to run our own nutrition and wellness business I've shown you the various ranges. We haven't gone into all the products, but I want us now to have a lively discussion, please, as we strategize how in the month of November and on to December and well into the next year, we are going to help friends and family to connect dots between themselves, how they feel, and what Neolife has to offer. So thank you very much. I'm going to encourage us to have a lively discussion. I'll leave it to run for a while, and if you leave big pauses or if the sound isn't very good, then I'll stop the recording. You're welcome to put your hands up.